the Little Vulture. Over the red rocks and sagebrush of Utah, a tiny dark shape wobbled in the sky. It was a young vulture named Tabby. Tabby's wings were still a little short, and his flight was a little bumpy, but his nose worked perfectly. Turkey vultures are one of the only birds that use smell to find food, and Tabby's nose was already excellent. But Tabby had a problem. He was picky. Very, very picky. One hot afternoon, Tabby's parents landed beside an old dead rabbit. "Dinner," Mom said, fluffing her dark feathers. Tabby wrinkled his bare red face. "Ew, that's old and stinky. Can't we eat something fresh? Maybe berries? Or fish?" Dad chuckled, making a soft huffing sound. Turkey vultures don't have a voice box, so they can't sing or chirp. They hiss and grunt. "This is what our bodies are built for," Dad explained. "Our stomach acid is strong, and our guts can handle bacteria that would make other animals sick." "But I don't like it," Tabby sighed. "Maybe I'm the wrong kind of vulture." That night, Tabby's parents tucked him into a cozy rock ledge. "If you want to learn about other vultures," Mom said gently, "go see what they eat. Maybe you'll understand your own body better." "Follow your nose," Dad said. "It's the best GPS a vulture can have." So at sunrise, Tabby spread his wings, caught a warm column of air called a thermal, and began to soar. He would fly until he found other vultures with different diets. Thermals help vultures glide with their very little energy, an important part of their energy-saving physiology. After many hours of gliding over ocean and forest, Tabby smelled something sweet.
He circled down and saw a bright, white bird perched in a palm tree. "Hello," called the bird. "I'm a palm nut vulture." Tabby watched as the vulture plucked oily palm fruits and swallowed them happily. "Wait," Tabby said. "You're a vulture, but you're eating fruit." "More than half my diet is palm nuts," the bird said proudly. "My digestive system is good at handling plant oils. I also snack on crabs and fish." Tabby tried a bite of fruit. It was okay, but his stomach felt a little strange. "My belly isn't used to all these plants," he admitted. The palm nut vulture laughed. "Then maybe your body is designed for something else." Tabby followed the wind until he smelled something very different. Meat, smoke, and garbage all mixed together. He glided down toward a busy village where people worked near a slaughterhouse. There, a small vulture with a thin beak picked neatly through scraps. "Hi," Tabby said. "What kind of vulture are you?" "I'm a hooded vulture," she replied. "I'm not very big, but my beak is perfect for picking tiny bits of meat that bigger vultures leave behind." Tabby watched her climb on piles of bones near the dumpsters, carefully cleaning up pieces of tissue. "We live close to people," she said. "We help clean up their waste, and in return, we get food. It's a good deal." Tabby tried to squeeze into the crowd, but the noises, people, and smells overwhelmed him. "I don't think I like all this bustle," he said softly. The hooded vulture smiled. "That's okay. Your body and brain might be built for wide, quiet spaces instead." Next, Tabby soared toward tall, sharp mountains. The air grew thin and cold. Far below, he saw a large bird holding a huge bone. The bird flew high, dropped the bone onto rocks, and it shattered. "Whoa," Tabby gasped. The bird landed beside the broken pieces. "I'm a bearded vulture," he said. "Most vultures like meat, but I love bones." "Bones?" Tabby repeated. "Yes," the bearded vulture said happily. "My stomach acid is so strong it can dissolve big bones, even a sheep's vertebra. That's a lot of calcium and energy." Tabby pecked at a bone chip. It was hard and dry. His beak wasn't very good at breaking it, and his stomach growled uncertainly. "My guts don't feel like bone-eating guts," Tabby admitted. "Then your physiology is tuned for something else," the bearded vulture said kindly. "We each have bodies shaped by what we eat." By the time Tabby reached thick tropical forest, he was very hungry. Below him, he saw a crowd of vultures around a large carcass. Suddenly, a huge, brightly colored bird with a massive beak strutted in. The others shuffled aside. "I'm the king vulture," he announced, tearing open the tough hide with his powerful beak. "I often get first pick because I can open carcasses no one else can." Tabby watched the muscles in the king vulture's neck and chest as he ripped through skin and tendon. "That beak is like a built-in knife," Tabby thought. But when Tabby tried to squeeze into the crowd, he was bumped and jostled. He wasn't strong enough to push anyone out of the way. I don't think I'm built to be a king, Tavi sighed. That's all right, the king vulture said between bites. Not everybody is made for the same job.
On his way home, Tavi passed over cliffs crowded with large pale vultures. They circled together in a giant spinning group called a kettle. "We're Eurasian griffin vultures," one of them called. "We soar together over long distances to find carcasses." They were heavier than Tavi, and had broad wings built for high, soaring flights across open landscapes. Some of them were even migrants, traveling far between seasons. Tavi tried flying inside the kettle, but the air currents felt crowded and confusing. He preferred gliding quietly on his own, following his nose. "Thank you," he said politely, "but I think I'm more of a lone smeller than a big group glider." By now, Tavi's wings were tired, and his stomach was very empty. He had tried fruit, trash scraps, bone chips, and bits of meat in a crowd. None of it felt quite right for his body. His beak, his stomach, even his nose seemed to be asking for something else. He followed the familiar shape of the Rocky Mountains north again. The red deserts and sagebrush of Utah came back into view below him. Just then, Tavi caught a smell in the air. It was strong, rotten, and unmistakable. His stomach rumbled. "Ew," he said automatically. Then, more quietly, "But it also smells kind of good." Tavi spiraled down and found a dead deer hidden among the shrubs. No other vultures were there yet. He hopped closer and noticed how clear the skin on his bare head was. "No feathers up here," he thought. "Easier to keep clean when I'm reaching inside." He took a cautious bite. His beak slid easily into the softer tissues. His stomach didn't complain. In fact, it felt satisfied. "This is what your body is made for," Mom said, landing beside him. "Our stomach acid kills dangerous bacteria. Our immune systems are strong. We turn death into life by recycling what other animals can't eat." Dad landed too, his legs damp. Turkey vultures sometimes cool off by peeing on their legs, which also helps kill germs on their feet. "That's kind of gross," Tavi said, "but also kind of amazing." As Tavi ate, he thought about everything he had seen. The palm nut vulture with a gut ready for oily fruits. The hooded vulture with a thin beak perfect for tiny scraps. The bearded vulture with bone-melting stomach acid. The king vulture with a powerful beak for opening tough hides. The griffin vultures soaring in huge kettles across continents. "Each vulture has its own physiology," Tavi said slowly. "That means our bodies work in special ways that match what we eat and where we live. And my body," Tavi said proudly, "is built to sniff out carrion and safely eat what would make other animals very sick." He knew now that every vulture's body told a story, and his story smelled a little rotten, but tasted exactly right. The end.